Our guest today, Melody Sykes from Trauma Services. What's going on in Trauma Services?
Well, there's a whole lot actually going on in Trauma Services. The trauma, I can't even talk, I'm sorry. The Trauma Advisory Council for North Central Arkansas, which is the region that we are in, has elected a board of directors and has put some subcommittees into place. And one of the subcommittees is injury prevention, which I happen to be the co-chair of for our region. Stacy Wright from White River is also, he's the other co-chair. So we're co-chairing that. And one of the things that I'm very excited about because of being able to co-chair that is that Baxter Regional is going to become a child safety seat training facility.
Okay.
Eventually. We're going to be able to actually train people to be car seat safety technicians, and then we'll be able to give away car seats.
Oh, that's exciting.
From the state when the state has those car seats available. And our first attempt at this is going to be when Convoy of Hope comes in August. We've ordered some seats, and I have from now until August to get 4 or 5 people trained so that we can actually get out there and do that. But from 6 months from the time that we have some technicians trained, we can do a train the trainer course, and then have some trainers actually at BRMC, and we'll have the simulators and the dolls and everything so that we can be a regional training center for our area. So we're very excited about that.
I would be too on that one, especially, and by having it ready by August, the Convoy of Hope, which BRMC has partnered with area churches and folks in the community, and it's just such a worthwhile.
It's an awesome deal. Awesome deal.
We've done it a number of years now.
Yes, we have. And it always it's better every time.
Yeah, and we're honored.
I think we reach more people every time, and that's awesome. We also are going to be able to give away some car seats at the Baxter County Fair as well. So we're excited about that as well. So that's the big thing this year is car seats is the big safety initiative.
Great.
And then there's also a CDC conference that's happening in Atlanta that because I'm
Center
part
for
of
Disease Control.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, we all live in acronyms. Yeah. We all live in acronyms.
We live in acronym land. Exactly.
But they're sending me to Atlanta with a group of people from Arkansas to go and learn some more injury prevention stuff. So I'm very excited about that.
Oh, absolutely. I know that. When did Baxter Regional reach their level Trauma 3 designation?
That was December 5th.
December 5th. Okay.
And we have rocked and rolled ever since.
Yes, I know you have, and we're so proud of that designation.
Oh, it's an awesome thing. You know, and of course it's good for 4 years, but you can't just sit on your laurels during those 4 years. You really have to do some things. We've had our event, the Last Dance, that's going to be happening very soon. It'll probably happen by the time this airs, which is our big injury prevention push that we're going to be doing every year. And then with the car seats, that's another big push. And we do some lunch and learns, and we do some different things throughout the hospital and throughout the community that are very dear to my heart because I am very pro injury prevention. I think if we can prevent it before it happens, then we are way ahead of the game.
Way ahead of it, absolutely. Yeah, prevention. I know that we do a lot of community outreach in so many areas, and that is the whole thing is prevention.
I agree.
We don't want to see our kids coming from the prom, coming through the
we don't want to
emergency.
See anybody's family member.
No.
If we don't have to. And you know, and I know that sounds funny because we're a hospital and that's how we make our money is we have patients. But it's just a terrible thing when you have someone's family member in your ER and they're broken. Yeah. And when a person is broken, their family gets broken too, and it's just a big
that's what I meant.
The family.
Effect. Yeah, it's the family members that are there. I was thinking back to the Last Dance.
Because that's what you and I do is we deal with family members more than patients. We have wonderful professionals that deal with the people who are broken, but we deal with the broken families, and it's just a sad thing. And if we could prevent that from happening, I'm all for that. I'd rather fight prevention.
And education is the key.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So the more we can educate.
And we have evidence-based practice on that. We've seen it with things like Arkansas Saves. We've had a lot of people come in and say, I started noticing this in my wife, an hour ago, and I got it right here. And, it's an awesome deal because we've been out in the community. We've been educating.
Right.
Our new tomography for breast cancer.
Tomosynthesis.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
I can't say it, but you know what I meant. Just getting out there and getting the community aware of the fact that if you have this equipment and you have your exams and you do what you're supposed to do,
it's saving lives.
It's saving lives.
Absolutely.
It's awesome.
We've got in April we'll have some folks actually sharing their stories, and I'd like to have them here on the show to share their stories. That it's not kind of sort of saved their lives.
It
3D tomosynthesis absolutely detected cancer that would not have normally been detected by
that
less.
Is just amazing to me. You know, and I'm the worst one to gripe when I have to go get a mammogram, but you know, I'm going to feel a lot better now because everyone who has a mammogram now at BRMC has that type of mammogram now. Is that correct?
That is correct. Right.
It's awesome.
They all receive the 3D tomosynthesis. Yes.
I just don't see how you say that. So.
If you've studied it for a number of months and written press releases about it, yes, you betcha.
But it is an awesome deal, and I'm so pleased to work in a facility that can offer those types of things, and we're just growing in technology every day. But what I'd like to talk about today,
I know, Melody.
I have my notes here. Yeah. It's springtime.
Okay.
You know, and what happens in springtime? Everybody wants to do what? They want to clean their house.
You bet. Spring cleaning.
You know, I have to put my eyeballs on here.
All right. What can happen during spring cleaning?
You know, a lot of things can happen. If you have any kind of chemicals, paints, cleaners, and they're not marked or stored under lock and key, and you have a little one around there, they might think that looks good to drink. So then what happens? Of course, we have to see them and call the poison control and take care of them. So don't do that. You want to lock them up and make sure that your kiddos can't get to them.
I wasn't sure who you were locking up there for a minute, so it was like,
it might be me.
If you lock the children up, then they...
That's right. They won't touch them if you lock them up.
They won't touch them.
You want to make sure that you wear rubber gloves if you're using anything that might harm your skin. You want to make sure you don't mix your chemicals because the fumes can harm you, and you can be harmed before you even know you're harmed.
I know. So. I can always remember. I can actually remember people being brought in that had mixed bleach and ammonia,
and they just don't think about it. They're cleaning, and then all of a sudden they're on the floor, passed out because they've breathed it in. Want to make sure that you always store your gas and your cleaning fluids in well-marked containers and in cool, dry places because you don't want them to spontaneously combust. Never use gasoline to clean anything. And make sure that you check your barbecue grill for leaks and cracks because if you've stored it all winter, things can happen. Even though you think that it's not been touched and nothing could, it could have gotten a crack from the change in the air pressure and the weather and all that kind of stuff. And you don't want to have any kinds of stacks of rags or newspapers or magazines or anything like that anywhere near your hot water heater, your furnace, or
time to get those out.
Dryers or anything. Get rid of them. Throw them away. So that's kind of
probably clean out your your vents for your dryer.
It is a good time to do that. Change your filters and all of that. Oh, and let's see. Let's clean out our medicine cabinets because how many of us have a medicine cabinet full of half-used prescriptions? Let's be honest. We all do.
Might need them someday.
But they run out of date.
Yeah,
they're not good. None of them are good for 10 years. I promise you, none of them are good for 5. Clean out your medicine cabinets and get rid of all those prescriptions you didn't take and all those outdated things. And while you're doing that, say you do it the 1st of May, on the 1st of May, make sure you change your smoke detector and CO2 detector batteries so that your batteries are fresh and new and ready for the new year. And then go through your kids' closets and their toy boxes and get rid of, we all get rid of all those toys that are obviously broken, but what about things that just maybe are like little wooden toys that maybe have some splinters on the edges where the kids have kind of chewed on them or bumped them around or whatever. Get rid of those broken toys and then, think about your childproofing. If you have toddlers and you probably childproofed when they were first babies, some of those childproofing things have ran out. They get broken, they get loose. You need to double check all your childproofing stuff.
And kids learn how to manipulate things as
they do. Another thing is too, make sure that the car seat that you have for your child, if you have a child that's in a car seat, make sure it's the right kind of car seat for your child. Kids grow, and even though they've had that car seat for a couple years and they really haven't reached maybe the poundage on their legs might have reached the height.
Sure.
So even though they are not heavy or too heavy for it, but they might be too tall for it. So you kind of need to check and make sure that you still have a safe seat for your child, because if it's not a proper seat, it's not a safe seat. So we want to make sure that that's
so they could probably go online, go to the manufacturer, see what the current recommendations are.
The state has some recommendations as well. It's the arkansas.gov. I think it's healthyarkansas.gov.
And any of those too, if you don't have a computer at home, the library.
The library is an awesome place.
Yep.
And they're open until 8 o'clock on Tuesdays, by the way.
Yeah.
So
Melody, we've got to take a break right now.
Oh, good. Good. I can take a breath.
Take a breath. All right. We'll be right back. Don't go away. We're going to learn some more spring tips, and we'll get to those summer tips as well, because this year I think we're going to not have much spring. Yeah. I think we're going to go right into summer. Exactly. We'll be right back with you.